Hello and welcome back to the Bronco Wave. Today back with Bitcoin and US dollar. I'm back in the daily chart on Bitstamp. And the last time I had a look at Bitcoin, it was I think 5 days ago. Back then I wasn't sure whether this down here would be this green wave 4. And this would be the yellow wave 4, and in turn meaning that all of this was not yet a finished impulsive move. But I recounted the smaller time frames again in Bitcoin and decided to play around a little bit with those Fibonacci retracements. And I came to the conclusion that basically I think all of this, starting from here in March of 2020 all the way up to this high in at the beginning of August of 2020, I think all of this is one completed impulsive move. So we got this drawback right here, so this pullback as a correctional wave A overshooting wave B, and right now we're heading into a presumably wave C, or the last wave of a wave W. So this is open for discussion and for the time to tell, basically. But either way, right now I think we are in the midst of a correctional wave 2. So Bitcoin pretty much fell below this trend line. As you can see, this is one pointing down, originating from the all-time high at the end of 2017 and connecting this all-time high with the intermediary high in June of 2019. And this pretty much seems to be the lid in Bitcoin right now. As you can see, if we connect those trend lines, this points right down here. So Bitcoin shot up above it. This trend line got tested, seemed to be relatively successful, but then got sold again, went back up again, and yeah, we saw that basically this was some kind of fake out. So then again, a correctional overshooting wave B, and yeah, right now we fell back down again, got back up, and yeah, pretty much Bitcoin got sold right to the point of this trend line. So this is going to be the lid that Bitcoin has to come through in the coming weeks. And in my opinion, this is going to be quite a challenge. And we could face two scenarios in Bitcoin right now, in my opinion. So one scenario being that we found a bottom right now in this price range, and which is perfectly possible. Bitcoin right now is a little bit oversold, and a little move up or sideways is overdue just to get rid of this oversold state that Bitcoin is in right now. This oversold state is on a daily basis, so over the next couple of days, maybe the next week or something, I expect Bitcoin to either touch this trend line again, which is around $10,500, $10,600, or even overshoot it a little bit, and maybe even go into the range of this 11,100, 111 to $17 price range, where you can see the dotted horizontal line, which could be, as there are a lot of lows right here, which could be a possible selling point for Bitcoin. As Bitcoin touches this right now, we could see a move up here and then just fall down below this trend line again. So that's definitely a scenario and a possibility. And the other one, also one scenario being that we get up and then go down again and then maybe reach this retracement. This is the 0.382 retracement at around $8,950, where I put my red 2. So this is, yeah, it's just my gut feeling. I just think we're not yet done in Bitcoin. Judging by the previous wave 2s, I mean, this has been a wave 2. You can see how deep this went. This has been a wave 2, and this has also been a wave 2, presumably. So this is definitely a possibility that we see a deeper correction in the next time. Then again, this one ABC, this 2 has been a running wave 2. So if there are heavy or strong bullish tendencies, we could also see a kind of running correctional move. But in my opinion, I lean like I think about 51% towards this low being generated, and 49% Bitcoin rallying right up. So I mean, I would be very happy for Bitcoin. Just I would place this 2 then right here, and this would be done, and everything would be nice and good, and we could see the next bull run in Bitcoin. But I just expect Bitcoin to shoot a little bit up, maybe touch off this trend line, maybe overshoot it a little bit, then go for one additional low in the price range of around $9,000, just to shoot below this EMA 200 a little bit and then get bought up again and just gather some momentum to break through this. And I think if Bitcoin manages to break this trend line, which is the primary target for the next days or coming weeks, and Bitcoin manages to stay above it and it looks impulsive and it gets a nice outbreak, the next big target for Bitcoin to take is this trend line. And as it goes up and up and up, it tends to reach this price area. Yeah, we can see this horizontal line starting at $13,150 all the way up to around $13,800 or $900, so close to $14,000. So this is the intermediary high of June of 2019. And in my opinion, if Bitcoin goes there, either starting from here or from there, I think there's going to be some selling interest in this price region. And if we combine this price area right here, yeah, we see this dotted line going to the right, we can see that maybe, or we can make the assumption that maybe if Bitcoin, wherever it goes down, it goes up again, and we project this out towards the trend line, we could make the assumption that we could reach this trend line at the beginning of November of 2020. So this is a absolutely reasonable scenario. It would nearly be unimportant whether Bitcoin started off right here or went down for another correctional move and then maybe took all the time starting maybe from October, beginning of October to November, to generate a strong bullish move up to touch this trend line at the beginning of November. So definitely a realistic scenario and a possibility, and would be happy to see this at the beginning of November, because it would be a very strong bullish sign, and of course would indicate that we do not get another couple of months of correctional move, because to be honest, I'm quite tired of Bitcoin correctional moves and I would really like to see new all-time highs. But then again, the market does what the market wants, and sometimes we will just have to wait, and all of us have been waiting for a long time, so nearly 2 years, soon to be 3 years, just to break through this price range. But then again, we had this massive bull run, and if the coming bull run compares anything to this, you can imagine how high the price targets or the possible price targets are. So if we get a comparable bull run from this low, so this is like, I don't know, where did we start at? $200 to $20,000 within 2 years, 2.5 years. So this is a pretty nice increase in price, and maybe this $50,000 target is not even enough to catch this. So higher prices are a reasonable expectation for Bitcoin. But then again, it's just my personal expectation for Bitcoin, and there are a lot of factors at play, and we have to see what happens with Bitcoin in the future. But yeah, on the short term, as I said, I think like 51% I'm leaning towards Bitcoin generating one additional low and then going up, instead of Bitcoin going up immediately and touching this trend line. So as I said, I'm leaning a little bit more towards Bitcoin going up, bouncing down, and then starting its move up, and maybe hopefully touch this trend line at around the beginning of November, and reaching the intermediary high price area. So this would be really nice. And if we just take the horizontal line, let's put this in right here. Yeah, so we can shift this around a little bit, and so this should be the high. So we can see that, okay, it's not really beginning of November, it's more like the end of October. Doesn't matter. So this would be really nice. So just if we met this price area, would be a really nice perspective for Bitcoin. Okay, So that's it pretty much for the moment for Bitcoin. So definitely watch out for this trend line, see if it gets broken or if Bitcoin decides to dip again. And if it gets broken, I will be careful for sure and monitor Bitcoin very closely and see whether it decides to go back and head back and go below this line again. So yeah, very tough situation at the moment, and but yeah, I'm positive for Bitcoin, and I hope and think that in the coming next month or in the next year, yeah, we're all going to have a lot of fun with Bitcoin, hopefully. Okay, so that's it for Bitcoin for the moment. Thank you very much for watching, and see you soon.